Hi guys, and welcome to Infamous 5. Another topic of discussion for today is emotionally and physically abused relationship and how we do not realize that we are coping up with it, right? So Maliha, we start off with you, since you are the youngest.
Which is why it should be the other way around. So Aisha, you.
Maliha, go ahead.
Okay.
Your comment.
Those who go back to people who emotionally
Go on.
those who go back to people who emotionally abuse them are just dumb.
Not
That's what I
go
say.
back. It's when you are in that relationship and you do not realize it's happening.
There's a line of a song. It's very dramatic, but the line is you get addicted to a certain.
She can't do anything about it. I mean, she can't take a divorce for this reason that his husband's beating him up. I mean, some women over here, they don't.
Why
take
you
an
want
action.
to put up with
They
someone
don't.
who's
They
beating you
don't.
up in
I'm
a
saying they
relationship?
should, but they don't.
What do you
They're
think
too
of it?
scared of their own family. के लोग क्या बोलेंगे? कि
Then
मेरी
I
family
think
क्या बोलेंगे?
it goes back to
Gee.
societal acceptance.
They can get
Yeah.
the physically abusive or emotionally abusive are two different things. You're talking
No,
about them beating.
I would say that in enough cases, you know, they converge. I mean, come on, assume, let's say your husband keeps abusing you, it is going to come to physical
Somehow.
People
abuse.
get addicted
Somehow.
to it, you know that, right?
So yeah, that eventually
Yeah.
translates
Exactly.
into being
Then
physical.
it's
Once it
verbal.
just
Galiyan.
Yeah.
Psychologically, you get addicted to your abuser. You get addicted to what's happening, and sometimes
you're
you find
talking
that
about that
that's a
Stockholm
psychological.
syndrome?
No, I don't know about
Well, it's
the
a very-
term or whatever, but there's this thing you get too attached to your abuser, whether it's physically or emotionally.
Why
which
would
is
you
why
get
you got
attached
that
to
I think
abuse?
it's-
psychological disorder. It's a psychological disorder.
Well, there's this Stockholm syndrome. It's different from this. It apparently, you know, when someone kidnaps you, you actually get attached to your captors, and you actually start defending them. I know this is different, but that's a disorder, and that's
Sometimes
very
to
rare.
satisfy yourself, I don't know, when people say they're in love or whatever, and even though they know, okay, this guy's trouble, they will still go for it because in their mind, that's what they want.
But
So they'll-
do we, as a society, have a solution to this problem? Because as far as I know, hardly any couple would discuss their personal life with anyone else until it actually,
Or
this
with
just
each
goes
other.
beyond.
Or with each other. I've heard
There's no
people
point of
fight.
each other, na? Because if you are being emotionally or physically abused, you will obviously not confront
anyone.
your
Many
own
times
partner.
होता है,
You can
many-
only talk if they're like mutual problems.
Yeah.
Here you have like an oppressor and a victim.
Because
But
it's a
sometimes
it's
you
a
don't
repetition
realize
of the
that you are
husband
going
and
on
the
with
person
that.
who's
You
loving
speak
her.
to your
Or
own
it's a
families.
repetition of it. If he's abusing her, you won't go to your friend and say, "Yeah, my husband hits me and he abused
But
me."
people
You wouldn't do that.
We got to kind of categorize these things because what Malia mentioned was different. You know, you'd find that in more, you'd find that in an urban society, more with, the upper middle class, where you actually have people in relationships and the girl actually, accepting who her boyfriend or her couple or her fiance is for the sake of it. But then you have what you mentioned earlier, whereas you have marriages which are abusive physically or verbal, and the woman doesn't do anything because she simply doesn't have a choice. Because she's scared of society or she's financially dependent on her
And that's
husband.
the mask.
अच्छा और
There's
डिवोर्स
always
की
a
नौबत ही
choice.
सेट कि डिवोर्स नहीं ले सकती वो तो इससे पहले why don't we go back कि शादी की क्यों थी आपने
हाँ,
उससे
बिल्कुल.
Because the
आप
problem
उससे
is
क्या
that
करते
the
हो?
problem
If
is-
it's
If
might
it's an
not
arranged
happen,
marriage,
yeah.
you really, even if it's a love or an arranged marriage, you
doesn't
really
matter.
cannot tell
पर
how
जो
a person
बड़े
will be
हैं-
in future.
After
No,
marriage,
no,
ये
no, no,
बातचीत
no, no, no.
से पता चल
You
जाता है
can't tell, na? You really can't tell.
I mean, जब तक आपकी society में, you have adla badli marriages, which is, marriages in rural areas where.
भाई की उससे
Yeah,
cousin
exactly.
What's
And
that and all
these
that.
things, I mean, these things do ultimately lead to such problems. Aside from that, you have your family which isn't willing to accept you if you want to get a divorce. So those things matter. And then there's legislation.
What about
Maya,
the
so that's the
fact-
main concept, na? Ke where even if you're being emotionally or physically abused by your partner, and if you by mistake go and tell your parents about it, your parents would always say, "Beta, you will have to compromise.
Yeah.
You are into this
Absolutely.
relationship, you
That's
will
what
have to
I'm trying to say.
Which is so
compromise."
sad.
And
ओ एक अच्छा जुमला तो ये सुनने को मिलता है कि मर्द तो ऐसे होते ही है
Yeah, which
तुम्हें
is
पता है मर्द तो ऐसे
क्या
होते तुम्हारा
quite-
बाप भी ऐसे ही
which is
था
quite pathetic.
है ये होता
Yeah.
है
I mean,
What
you-
about when the girl does not realize she is being emotionally abused?
That's different.
By
That's
the way,
that's
let's just not keep it a girl's point of view.
Or
Even
guy,
though a lot
when
of
the
cases,
person
a boy
doesn't realize
also or a male is
that
also
they are
affected.
being
Yeah, the
emotionally
niche that
abused.
you're talking about, there's so many guys that are actually being abused and they actually think they're happy.
Not maybe physically, but
Yeah,
I guess
yeah,
majority of the
emotionally,
cases
yeah,
are emotionally
yeah,
abused.
emotionally more so with with girls abusing guys. It's usually emotional, but it's still bad nevertheless. उसकी वजह एक ये होती है that you know the guy actually thinks that because I found such a beautiful girl,
I can't let go of her.
yeah, I
can't
can't
let
put
go
up
of
with
her.
it.
But then there's sometimes, like, for example, a guy, like, he'd be with one girl and he'd be cheating on the same girl and she'd know. She would know about it, but she would still stay with him because she's weak and she would continue giving in to him. Why does that happen? That's emotional abuse.
Yeah,
Why
but
does
then
she let it happen to her?
Because I guess
she isn't willing to let go.
yeah.
She's too
So
attached
then
to
maybe
that
that's
guy.
the problem, not
You know, now
being
that is
able to let
I
addiction.
said
go.
you
Now
gotta
that is
differentiate.
addiction, which is another problem. You
got-
at times get addicted to a person, and even
You're
regardless of
abusive.
how bad
can't
he is
let
to
go.
you or she is to you, you just can't let go, and that's another
Yeah.
disorder. जहाँ पे बात आती है counseling, which is not a very common concept in our
No,
society.
not at all.
Because counseling for now is just considered कि जो लोग
पागल
ज़रा
है,
mentally
पागल है,
retarded
पागल
होते हैं,
है।
या you know
Unfortunately.
handicapped होते हैं, only do for those people. No, it is for normal people. It is where you
For
go
those who
and
need
talk it
help.
out to a person who is an expert who will actually help you. It's like a whole therapy process for you to get over that whatever disorder you have.
So taboo,
So
isn't it?
yeah, we just are reluctant
That
to go
way.
to all such places.
That
And-
shouldn't be. Maybe if people would go see therapists more often, things would be
But
slightly
then again,
better.
let's say even if we start building this culture to go meet therapists, what do you do about people, you know, in rural areas, which is who's still going to be
That's
abused?
gonna take
You-
Now,
maybe
see,
another
rural
50
areas
years.
is another story because there's lack of education also. Even in certain cases where people are educated,
वहाँ भी होता है।
वहाँ पे भी ये scene होते हैं. So I guess it just depends on how you handle that situation at that particular point. It's basically both the attitude. At times I've seen कि where arguments होते it reaches to a point where one of the partners they actually have to raise their hands on the other.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah.
also on how much you have control over yourself and how you can handle the other person. I'm sure if you're spending enough time in a relationship or in a marriage, you will have to understand the other person's nature. So if I know that when you're pissed off, you will say whatever you want to say at whatever extent. If I just stay quiet at that particular time, things are going to settle down for a
yeah.
bit.
That's
So
true.
it's just how
Provoking
you
each other.
yeah,
That's
it's just
also
how you
a factor.
sensibly deal with that situation at that particular point.
Yeah, I think
That's like
what's
one of the solutions you could suggest.
possibly. I think, you know, we really need, what you really need is, you know, more societal awareness that, you know, physical, verbal abuse, it's become such an inherent part of our lives.
एक तो verbal
That-
abuse ये भी
Acid
होता है कि
being
लड़की ने कुछ
thrown,
कर
Exactly.
दी,
नाक
It's
काट
सबको
दी,
गालियाँ,
कान काट दिया.
acid attacks.
Yeah, I mean,
There needs to be,
Acid
you know, there
attacks
need to
are
be
common.
stronger
Yeah.
and more
Really
vociferous
common now.
voices
Yeah.
to actually speak against
and
it.
for God's sake, if you think that a person needs to get out of their marriage because it's really not working out,
Then let
and
them
you
do
know,
it.
then
Do
let them
take
do it.
action.
Do
Yeah.
not put societal pressure on them, saying that they will have to compromise. At certain times, they need to get out of it.
I do
Otherwise, things
realize
just
that
get worse.
Galia abusive words are also abusive.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
Exactly.
a girl is usually targeted and abused by
And,
so
yeah,
many
and I
guys.
think in every relationship, please do not forget the word respect. You should have respect for each other.
Mutual
That's the most
respect.
important.
Exactly.
Right. I guess on this note, we will sign out.
All right,
Bye, guys.
bye.